everyone, thank you for coming to Dreamworldrobotics Kids Time Lab. I'm Teacher Martin. Today we're going to do another exciting project together. Last week we have done the Squid Game number 1, the red light and green light. And today we're going to do another Squid Game, that is mission number 2, the Sugar HoneyComb. Are you ready? Let me show you the concept of this game first. Later we will do it together. So now let's see what is inside it. Let's green flag. Here we see the picture for you. Trace the honeycomb, and then there is the counter, and this is your reward. Yeah, this project is the Scratch website. You can click on the below link and go to the Scratch now and see this project on the Scratch website. Now let's trace the umbrella. So when you trace the umbrella, right, you will come up with point line, and the blue point line is the middle bit. You have to be careful. You cannot touch the brown color. When you are tired, you can release your mouse, click and a little bit, yeah, then you continue. Past the umbrella tracing. So today we're going to do this game project together, but of course we are not going to go through all the honeycombs. We will pick a simple one for you to learn the concept of how to build this honeycomb game. After that, you can duplicate yourself to have a lot of pictures. Yeah, even though you can have umbrella, you can have another ship for your own project. So today we're going to build the structures of the project so that you will know what is behind it. Okay, now let's start the project together now. Are you ready? Okay, let's start now. Now we are inside the empty file. Let's start together to build this project together. First of all, we got to click on the backdrop. Yeah, every time we start to click on the cat sprite, but this time it's different a little bit. We need to start with the backdrop because we want to design the biscuit, the honeycomb biscuit. So now click on the backdrop, the stage here, and then let's go to the backdrop together. Okay, now let's start to draw the basic biscuit together. First of all, click on the circle. Change this color to a brown color. Okay, then you drag a circle. Put it into the middle. And then you take the select button, click on the circle, and go to the outline and change it to 22. Yeah, we want to have a thick line so that your player can easily trace the line. If let's say you have the line is too thin, right, it is very difficult to trace the line. So now let's make it 22. Yeah, after you have this right, then you go to the square, and then you drag a square. And you take the select button and move the square to the center. After that, we want to make a round edge for this square now. Click on the reshape button, add a point at this line here, and add another over this side. And then you click on the sharp edge, and you press delete. Now you have a round edge already. Do the same thing for all the corners. Yeah, just add 2 points, yeah, side by side, and then you delete the center one. Another one here. Repeat until you have the round edge square, like this. Okay, we are done. So now you have a very beautiful square already. So this is the biscuit that today we want to make the game to trace the line together. So we are not going through for all the pictures. Yeah, you just need to know the basic concept how to build this project, and then you can do whatever you want. You can make it a triangle, or you can make it a hexagon, or you can put a minion shape. Yeah, it depends on your own imaginations. So now let's continue. So now click on the square again. We change the color to gray now. Yeah. And then you drag a big rectangle, send it to the back. This is the picture that we want. The next thing that we need to continue is the joining of the point. We need to build the point for this picture so that your player can trace the line for this square. So now let's go to the cat sprite now together. Click on the cat sprite now and highlight the cat and throw away, delete it. And then for the second picture, you just click on the trash can. We don't want the second costume as well. Next, you just need to click on the circle, change this to a red color, and then you drag a small red point like this. And then you move it to the center of the canvas. So now you have the point already. You got to start to plot the point over here. So later, this part, right, we are going to do such a thing like this. We're going to plot the red color point on the black color line. So that later, when your player start to play the line tracing game, right, he got to connect all these points in a square to win this game. So now we're going to build this part here together. So now let's continue. Okay, go to the coding. First of all, pick out the green flag. Go to the event, pick out the green flag. And then you got to set the size of the circle. Click on the looks, pick out the set size, and then maybe we can set it 110 and green flag. And then let's see the dot, is it not big enough? You put it on the black line and gauge the size. Yes, that is good already. We put something like this. The red color dot, right, got to be almost filled up with the line thickness. So this is a correct size, or maybe you can make it much more bigger, the point, yeah, so that your player can be easily trace the point there. Now, after you have got the perfect size, we're going to continue to make the cloning for this picture now. Okay, next, you can click on the variable. Yeah, because later you may need to change to other picture, right? You're not going only for the square. You can make a love shape, you can make a star, or whatever you want. So it got to be like a random pick for your players to start the line tracing. So we can build the structure first. Go to the variable, click on the variable. This variable is for all sprite. Now let's type the name called biscuit. And then okay. So you set your biscuit over here. Yeah, and then go to the operator, put in a pick random 1 to 10. Yeah, that means that you can have 10 pictures. So if let's say they pick the number 1 is the square, pick number 2 is the love shape, pick number 3 is the star shape. So we just put here pick 1 to 1 because now we're only going to build one picture. So they're going to pick only the one. The first one is the square. And then you go back to the costume and change this name to number 1. The costume name to number 1. And then you got to go back to the backdrop and go to the backdrop here and change the backdrop to number 1 as well. Then we can go back to the point here. Okay, now we only pick the first one. After that, you switch costume to biscuit, the number 1. And then you start to broadcast. Go to the event, put in the broadcast, and put in a new name called plot point. And you say okay. After you have the plot point, right? Pick out when I receive plot points, and then you put plot points. Next, you got to go to the variable, make another variable that is to count how many points you're going to plot for this picture. So we got to set the point first. Set the point for all sprite. This variable is for all sprite, and you okay. And then you set the point to 0. Yeah, because every picture will have a different number of points, so that to confirm which picture you're going to plot, right, they will need to count for you how many pictures you're going to plot for these pictures. And then when you start the game, right, the game need to count how many points you joined already. If let's say this picture got 10 points, you got to join all 10 points to win this game. Otherwise, you're not winning the game yet. Like this. So now set the point to 0. After that, make a block. Go to my block and make a block together. And you type clone. Then add an input X, add another input Y, add another input called repeat, add another input called change X, and add another input called change Y. So you have 5 input here. One is X, Y, repeat, change X, and change Y. And then you click on the run without screen refresh. And then you okay. So now you have a very long defined block here. Okay, next, you put in the if. Yeah, this if is to confirm, to check which picture you already choose. If let's say you choose the picture, the biscuit number 1, and then you're going to plot the biscuit number 1. So now we imagine that we're going to choose the biscuit number 1. That is a square shape, so we have to put the equals. And then you put in the biscuit equals to 1. Yeah, when biscuit equals to 1, right? That means we are choosing the square shape. Next thing, you got to put in all this clone inside to build the connection points. So let's build this define block first. Okay, first of all, go to the motions, put in the go to X and Y, and then you drag this X here and drag this Y here. And then you go to the control and you put in the repeat. And then you put in the repeat here. Next, you go to the control also, go to the control also, scroll down and put in the create clone of myself. And then you click on the motions and put in the change X and change Y. Then you drag this change X, put into this 10 and change Y to replace the 10 here. The last one is go to the variable and put in the change point by 1. Yeah, that means every time you make a clone of myself, right, they will add 1 point. Yeah, so we start from the point 0. When you have a clone, they got 1 point, they got 2 points, they got 3 points, something like this. Then, yeah, we got to display the clone. Go to the control, scroll down, and take out the when I started as a clone. You put it through loops and combine it with the front and show. This is how you display a clone on the display. Now let's start and see how it comes out. First of all, you drag your point over here, the corner. You see? Yeah, inside the corner. And then you check the X and Y over here. You check your X and Y. The X is minus 67 and the Y is 67. So the first thing that you need to do is you plug in this number, minus 67, and then for the Y is 67. And then for this point, right, we're going to repeat only 1 time. So you put 1. Yeah, since it's repeat 1 time, right, do you have any change for the X and change Y? Is no. So we put 0 and 0. Next point that you're going to do is, after this, you drag this point over here onto the straight line now. And then you copy the X and Y again. This time is minus 59 for the X and then 71 for the Y. Okay, so along this line, right, we are going to repeat for 10 times. Yeah, we try with the 10 times. And then, since the point is going to the right hand side, we're going to change X by, let's say, 15 first. See whether it will become very long or very short. After that, the change Y is 0. So now you can start to like green flag and see how many points we have now. Wow, you see, we have so many points. So we will have like more points on the picture here. So we have 2 extra points over here, right? Do you see there's 2 extra points here? Yeah, these 2 points we don't want. So that means we're going to repeat only 8 times. So we put in an 8 here and then you green flag. Yeah, now we are in a good shape already. We have a point over here. That's good. Now next thing is we got to drag a point over here. And then you duplicate the clone and put it here. And you copy the X and Y. 61 and then 71, 67. This is can be 67. And then this is only 1 time. We don't have any change X and change Y here. And then green flag again. You see, we have another point here already. Now we have like another point on the corner already. Now next, we got to drag again. Yeah, the first one that we drag, right? This is a clone point. So that's why the X and Y is not changing. Do you notice it when I drag this point? Yeah, the XY is not changing. But when I drag this point, you see the XY has changed. So this is the original positions. So we can move it point over here already. Then you're going to do the same thing. You duplicate the clones and put it down. And the next thing that you're going to do is copy the X and Y. This is 70. And then this is 36. They're going to clone for another 8 times. This time, the point is going down. So the change X is 0, but the change Y is minus 15. And then you print that. Okay, now you have another row of point coming out already. Then you got to drag again the point here to move to the corner like this. Yeah, the point is moving. The X and Y is moving. So this is the real point, the original strike. So it's 66 and minus 65. So you duplicate, you put it outside, you put 66 and then minus 65. And this time we only do for 1 time. And then there's nothing for the change X and change Y. And then you park it back here. And you green flag. So we have another point here already. Next thing, you drag it over here. Okay, this is the clone point. So we remove it. This is the original point. So you park it on the black line. And then you duplicate. And then you put in the number 56. And then this is minus 69. This time we're going to repeat for another 8 times. But it is going to move to the left hand side. So the X is minus 15 for the change X, and then the change Y is 0. And then you park it back and you green flag. Wow, you have another row of red dot coming out, like going to surround the square already. And then same thing, you drag on the point and move it to the corner. You duplicate the clone. It is minus 58. And then this is minus 54. It only repeats for one time with 0, change X and change Y, and then you green flag. So now your square is like this. And the last part for the point is over here. This is the clone point we don't want. We remove it. This is the original sprite. So this is the number minus 71. I put it here first. Minus 71, and the Y is minus 53. And then we're going to repeat for 8 times. And the change X is 0 because it is going to move upwards. So the change Y is plus 50. And then you put it back. And then you green flag. You see? You have all the point plot on the biscuit already. There's a square points here. Okay, so how many points we have? You can see over here we have 36 points. To complete the drawing over here, right, you got to connect 36 points. This is what they mean. Okay, so now since we have done with the points already, right, we got to build your needles. Okay, first of all, click on this, right, and we put points first. This is the point that we built. We put points. And then now you go to the cat head and point to the brush and you say, okay. Then you put in the name called nail. Okay, then you click on the circle and you draw a small point like the connection point and put it to the center. And this time you can start with and this time you can change the color to blue color. Okay, so this is your needles point. You can make it a little bit smaller because the size is too big already. Okay, so this is your needle point. Then you can start to do the coding already. First of all, go to the event, pick up the green flags, and then you go to the looks, set the size to 100, and then you go to the front and you show. Next thing, you got to start to control your nail. Go to the control, put in a forever, and then you go to the motions. Put it to go to the random position and change the random position to the mouse pointer. So when you green flag, you see the needles is following your mouse pointer. The needles is following your mouse pointer already. Okay, next thing, you got to connect the point, right? So how you going to control it, like connecting the point? You got to click your mouse and drag it. So we consider like you are doing the tracing of the line, right? So go to the control and put in the if. So if you mouse down, so if you click on the mouse, you consider mouse down, and then you got to show the nail on the display. And then if let's say you are not clicking on the display, you will need to hide. So you put a hide over here. So now you green flag, you see? The mouse pointer missing already. So when you click on the display, you see? They were coming out. So I make the display big so you can see it clearly. So when you green flag, right, you didn't see anything. Your nail is not on the screen yet. So when you click, you see your nail come out on the screen already. Next thing that we need to do is to do the tracing. Okay, so now let's continue. Like just now it's big, right? So we see the size is like the nail is too big. We can put it to 80. Try again. And we green flag. Yes, the nail is inside the black color line, so that the player can be easily trace the point. Okay, good. The size is correct already. So now you have the needles up. The next thing is to make it when the needle touch the red point, right? The red point will disappear. So now everyone go back to the point and scroll down to the when I started as a clone. Put in a forever and then put in a if. And then you put in an AND, go to the operator and put in the AND, go to the sensing, mouse down, that means you got to mouse down, and then go to touch the nail. So you will delete, go to the control and scroll down and put in the delete. So this time you try and see, when you green flag, when you press, you see the point start to be delayed already. So it is like you are connecting the point. If let's say no more point on the black color line, then you already win the game. This is the concept behind the... Okay, this point is what? This is the original point. So we can't delete this one, right? Why? This is the original point. So we got to solve this problem now. We stop the program. So how to solve this problem? You just go back to the top here. And then you go to the looks and put in the height. And then we try again and you green flag. Now the point is disappeared. So you can connect. Every point can be deleted away when you drag your mouse and touch the blue color point. You see, no more red color point already. Okay, good. So now we have finished the part for the point already. The next thing that when you delete, right? When you delete the point, we get to count how many points you connected. So we go to the variable under the point file. Now we are under the point file here. Go to the variable and make a variable for all sprite, and this you put connect point. Then say okay. And then on the top here, you set the connected point to 0. And then you scroll down. Under the when I started as a clone, you put in a change connected point by 1. So now you try again. When you green flag, connected point is 0. So when you start click on the red color point, you see they started with a 1 point. And then you see here, the total point we have is 36. Now you are connecting 1 point. So if let's say you try to erase all the point, right? Yeah, it seems like you are doing the connection for all the points. And then see how many points you collect. Finally, you are connected with 36 points. That means when you reach 36 points, your picture already connected. The line is finished traced. So this is the concept behind it. Then we can continue already. After you have this done, right? We need to make you game over. If let's say you are accidentally you touch the brown color, and then it will pop up the game over for you. So go back to the menu here. You scroll down. So here is the mouse down. So when your mouse down, right, you are moving inside the picture here. So we got to avoid touching the brown color. So that's why you can go to the control here to check whether you are touching the brown color or not when your mouse is down. So take out the if and put inside here. And then you will check, go to the sensing, touching color, put in the touching color, click on this color and take the eye drop button over here and go to the display and copy the brown. This is the color of the biscuit. So if let's say you touch the brown, right, then you'll be gone, finish, game over. So when you touch on it, there will be ban and broadcast game over first. Take out the broadcast and put in the name game over. Okay. And then at the same time after you broadcast, right, they will need to stop this script. So go to the control, scroll down and take out the stop all and put over here and click this script, stop this script. And then you need to make another file show that you are game over. Go to the cat head, click on the brush and change the name to game. So the first costume, put number 1 and then go to the text and put in game over. G-A-M-E, game over. Yeah, of course you can design your own picture over here. You can make the head like this, here, finish already. So it's up to you. So we put the game over in red color words. And then we can put the bow for this game over. We put it 3. And then change to red color as well. And then you drag it big. And it's game over. And then you can make an outline for this wording. You copy and paste. You have another one. And then the bow you can make it to like 8. And then you change the color to dark red. And you bring back to the center and you send to the back. That is game over. And then since it is very clean, right? So we can group the words together and bring it down. And then you can just make a face for him like game over. Drag a circle already, right? Change to peach color. Make the outline with 10. Make an outline with 20. And then drag the eye for him, put it into white color. Copy and paste, you have another eye. And then take the line, go to the outline, you put red color, and you put 30. And then you make a cross, and a circle. Then you click on the circle again, you change the outline to, let's say 10, and change the color to black. Then you drag the mouse. And then you make a crying face. And then click on the words and you send it to the front. Game over. Yeah, this you just simply make a design for the game over page. So you can design your own with your own idea, with the game over funny face or whatever. It depends on your own imaginations. After you have this game over, right, you can test it out. Go to the control, put in the green flag. The first time is hide. There is nothing yet. And then go to the event. When I receive game over, right? You got to switch costume to number 1. Go to the front and show. And then you can go to the control and make it blinking. Put in the repeat for 3 times. And then you put in the weight 0.5. Go back to the looks. Install the height and wait again 0.5 and go back to loops and show. And then the last one, wait for another 3 seconds and scroll down and stop all the program. Okay, now you can try with the game over coding. Okay, one more last thing, we forget to put the locations of the picture here. So we got to go to the motions, put in the go to 0 and 0. This is the center point. So now you can really test the program with the game over already, the green flag. So when you click on the black line, it won't happen anything. But when you accidentally touch the brown, right, it'll become like this. Oh, this game over, you can't play anymore. So to make it interesting, you can put in some sound for him. Go to the sound, throw away the pop, and you go into the search icon, and you look for a drum point. Like something hit on the ground like this, drum point. Like this, then you double click the drum point and go back to the coding, click on the sound and drag the start point, start drum point when you receive the game over. Now you try again, and green flag, it is nothing. Your mouse pointer won't display the nail first. When you click on the screen, then you will see your name come out already. Then you got to drag, hold down your mouse and drag so that you can delete the point one by one. And then accidentally you are not careful, you touch the ground and then come a point. Yeah, game over, right? So this is the thing that the concept behind the Sugar HoneyComb game. So after you have this game over, right, we got to continue with the winning of the game. So how to win this game? Yeah, how to win this game? To win this game, right, you got to connect all the points when you receive the 36 points. So now everyone, go back to the new file. This is a place that we want to check whether we win the game or not. So go to the control, you put in the if over here, outside the mouse down. And then you got to check. Go to the operator, equal sign, you put the equal sign. And then you go to the variable, you put the connected point. It's equals to the point. Yeah, if let's say the connected point over here, this is the connected point, is equal to the point, then all the point is already connected. So you win the game. So over here, you will broadcast win game. Okay, and then same thing, you got to stop the script. And then you go back to your game file. This time, you need to design your win page. Click on the costume, and then click on the first costume and you duplicate, and then we change the wording. Click on the game over, ungroup it, and then retype your win. And then change it to green color. Outline also same, green. Click the eye drop buttons and copy the green. And then click on the back, click on the outline. And you set blue, green as well, and change it to dark green. Again, and then you send it to the back. So you have the win words and group them together and put it to the center again. And then this time, this is smiling. Flip it, and then throw away the X and O. Put in back another 2 circles with a black color, eyeball. Then you copy and paste. This is your winning page. And then go back to the coding. Right click on the when I receive game over and duplicate. Over here. This time, change it when I receive win game. And then for the sounding, you can make a winning sound. Cheering, go to the sound, go to the search bar, and then go to the voice and take the cheer. After that, go back to the coding. Change the drum point to cheer. Then the first costume go to second costume, and then it will be repeating the same thing for blinking, and then they stop all. So let's try to trace all the points this time. So when green flag ready, right, then you start to drag. Yeah, don't touch the brown. Ouch. Yeah, it scared me. Yeah. One more time. Green, red, and then you drag. Be careful. Yeah, almost halfway already. Yeah, again. Yeah, it's too difficult. One more time. So I can't imagine that if let's say you choose an Elvira to trace or a star, it's definitely too difficult already. So one more time. Okay, this time I have to do it right. Okay, you just got to be careful. Yeah, there is chances to win the game. Okay, that's good. So now the almost structure done already. The last thing is that we need to build is the tracing line. Yeah, we need to use the tracing line to make the line that when you drag, right, you will see the line is cutting through the black color line or this point. So how to make it? Go to the line pen here. You have a pen. Yeah, how to get this pen, right? You go to the extension box here, and then you choose the pen. When you double click the pen, it will come up with this block for you. Then you got to make a new file for this pen. Go to the cat head and click on the brush. Then you have a new sprite and change this to trace line. Yeah. Then under this trace line, right, you go to the coding. You don't need to have the costume. You straight away go to the coding. Then you go to the event. You take out the green flag. After that, go to the pen. Drag erase all. Next, set the pen size. We just temporarily put 2 first. Later we see how thick is the pen line. Then next thing is set your color. Yeah, we set the color to white so that we can easily see we have traced the line there. After you have done this, right, go to the control now. Put in the forever. Then go to the motions. Put in the go to random position and change it to mouse pointer. And then go to the control again. Put in the if else block. This time, we got to check whether you are mouse down. If let's say your mouse down means that your pen or your nail is on the biscuit and you can start to drag the line already. So now, put in the mouse down. Then you got to go to the show and front. And then put in the pen down. Else, you put pen up. Now you can have a try again. Make the screen big and you green flat. Okay, so now you will see like this. So when you drag, see, you have a white color line already. You see, you are cutting through the line. Oh no. Okay, so now you have the tracing of the line already. So let's try again and win the game together and see what we have the problem. Any things we lack of or not. So for the game over, it is nothing already. It's okay. When you touch the brown color, right, it is gone. That means the game is over. So let's try with the line trace until the end. See, it works through for the whole thing or not. Oh, one more time. Yeah, it is really, really difficult. Okay, so whenever you mouse down, right, the lines will continue. As long as you drag it, you are drawing a line on the biscuit already. You are drawing a white color line. Ayo, why so difficult? Yeah, it is too difficult. Yeah, I'm not good at playing game. Okay, we still have 3 more points to go. Okay, we did. Okay, you see a problem here, no? We have a problem now. Okay, let's show you the problem. Let me hide away the game page. Okay, let's go back to the picture here, the display. So now we have a problem. Basically, if let's say we do the calculations for the point, right, you already win the game because the point and the connector point is equals to 36 and 36. Yeah, both of them is matching already. So that's why they call it the win game. But we have a problem here. From the display, right, actually the line is not finished tracing. There's still a gap here. So we got to solve this problem as well so that you are really like trace the whole picture until you close the loop. It's not like halfway then you consider you win already. We need to trace it until you close the loop. So how to make this? Yeah, we got to set a starting point for your tracing. So how to start a starting point? It is very simple. Go to the cat head and then no need go to the cat head. You just go to the nail and then you right click and duplicate. So you have a nail tool and then you put to start point. Okay, go to the costume. Change this color blue, right, to yellow for the start point. So when you click on the page here, right, you will have a start point. We want to define the start point now. And then you go to the coding. You throw away all this. Set the size for 80. Go to front. And then you hide it first. And then you go to the control. Put in the forever. Then you need to set the condition for you to set the starting point. So to set the starting point, you need to go to the control, put in the if, and then you got to put in an operator and functions. First of all, we will set the connected point. Go to the variable, put in the connected point equals to 0. That means the first condition for you to set the starting point is that the connected point got to be 0. Next thing, your mouse needs to be down. Yeah, if let's say your mouse down, you click on it and the connected point is 0, right? Then only we will set the starting point. Go to X and Y and then go to sensing, put in the mouse X and mouse Y. And then you can go to the loops and show it. Okay, this is how we set the starting point. So now let's try. When you green flag. So when you click on it and you drag, you see you have a starting point. You see you have a yellow sign. We can start again. When you click on it and you drag, you see you have a starting point of that. So you can drag. Okay, so now you have the starting point already, right? We need to upgrade our coding for the winning sections. Go back to the nail. And then you scroll down until you see the connected point equals to point. Okay, over here we need to add another condition for it. So go to the operator, put in the N, and then drag this connected point to one of the diamond and put in the whole diamond. The next thing is you got to go to the sensing. It needs to touch what? Touch the starting point as well. Touch the starting point. So to win the game, right, you got to connect all the points. You got to collect all the points. That means if let's say you got a 36 point, right, your connecting point, right, got to have 36 as well. At the same time, you need to go back to the starting point where you start your pen like this. When you start to drag, right, like this. After you have the whole thing done until here, I think the 36 point is over here. If let's say we win the game here, right, then we still have a gap. We are not making a loop yet. So you got to trace the line, go back to the starting point. Here is it. Or your starting point can be here. It depends. So let's try. So you now clear it and then you green flag. Now let's say my starting point from here. I click on it and I drag. You see my starting point start from here, right? We need to come back to this point to win the game. So I need to continue to drag the point. Yeah, very difficult. One more time. It's too difficult already. Why? Okay, so we can't win the game yet even though we collect all the 36. So what we need to do is we need to drag the line until we touch the yellow point. So like this, consider you connect the whole looping. This is how you win the game. So after you have done all this, right, it is a good shape already, the game, because we untick all the variables. The last thing that you need to do is the timer. Yeah, you will allow your player to have like 3 minutes to finish their tracing. So how to make this timer? Go to the sensing, go up over here the green flag, put the set timer over here, reset timer. After you reset the timer, you scroll it down and then you put a if operator greater than, and then you go to the sensing, put in back the timer greater than 180. The second 180 seconds is 3 minutes. If let's say timer greater than 180 seconds, so you will broadcast game over as well. You copy over here, duplicate the game over and put it inside. This is a whole game structures, a simple one for you to start up your own Sugar HoneyComb game. Okay, by right it is like a line tracing game. It's for you to trace the line like a picture, something like this. Then the last thing that you need to do, right? You see when you green flag, you still see the red dot. It is not presentable because your player will know which dot they're going to click, right? We don't want to let them know. We want them to trace the line, right? So the last thing that you need to do is, okay, I stop the game. We need to hide the red color point and the starting point. First of all, go to the points here. You scroll down until you see the when I started as a clone, right? Go to the looks and scroll down and set color. Put in the set color here and change the color to ghost and set the ghost to 100%. Then the next thing is the starting point. We also don't want to see the starting point because we want to see your nail and the white color tracing line on it. So go to the starting point. Same thing, scroll down until you see the show here. And then you put in the set color. Change it to set ghost. And then 100%. So now you can try the game again. When you green flag, right? You see, you don't have any point anymore. And you can start to trace it. Yeah, you see, you just see your nail and the white color line. If let's say you want to make the game interesting, you can put in your own music, the background music. Yeah, now your game is very clean and clear already. Your player is just need to trace the line. And they don't know how many points they got to connect. What they know, right, is they got to close the loop of the line. It's almost there already. This is the Sugar HoneyComb concept game. I hope you enjoy this section, and if you enjoy the section, please click the subscribe button below to subscribe my channel so that I can do more funny and happy project with you again. Yeah, thank you very much, and I will see you again in the next video. Bye bye.